You achieved your first hole-in-one at age 5 at that golf course.
Yeah, I don't know how that went in. I mean, being a little kid, you just kind of whack it up there and hope for the best. So yeah.
But was that when you were like, wait, maybe I have a talent here?
I didn't even know what I was thinking at the point. Maybe, I mean, every day we went out there and I guess just a lucky day.
You just let it rip.
Let it rip.
Well, welcome to episode 71 of The Real Deal, where real estate meets real life. I'm your host, Janine Igliane, with my co-host, Ryan Hatcher.
What's up, guys?
And our guest today is our youngest guest that we've ever had, Maverick Midthun. This is going to be so fun. You guys are in for a treat because Maverick is, I would say, Maverick, you're like a little rock star. I have to tell you this story. We were all taking photos of your sister, my daughter, for their winter formal, and there were other kids over there, and they were like, "That's Maverick Midthun," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh! Like I didn't realize how famous you were."
Yeah, I mean, it all started one day when we wanted to do some videos because my articulating and my public speaking was bad. It's it's actually part of my school program.
Love that.
So we went out one day and. Honestly, the shots of trying to do the video wasn't a problem. It was mainly my speaking. So, we made a video, went back home, showed my mom. She's like, all right, great. We'll post it on social media.
Yep.
Next morning, it blew up, a couple 100,000 views, and it's kind of history ever since, yeah.
That is awesome.
What were you talking about? What was the video about?
It was a come play a hole with me. So I just describe every shot and, try to make a birdie. And if I make a par or anything, just post it and see how it goes. So, yeah, that's how it started.
Maverick, will you tell us a little bit about yourself for someone that's watching that doesn't know who you are?
Well, yeah, Maverick Midthun, that's my name. I have two amazing parents, my mom and dad. I have two sisters, Lily and Daisy, a brother, Blaine, who's a nurse, and my two sisters one of my sisters in college and high school. I'm a golfer. I'm in 8th grade. I do an online program called The Cellist. I'm homeschooled. I love playing pickleball, playing basketball, anything other than golf. I kind of get a headspace, but I just enjoy life. I like fishing a little bit, so
nice.
Yeah, of course.
So you're well-rounded.
Yeah, for sure. I like to do a lot of stuff.
You were born in Minnesota, but you moved to Arizona at the age of 3, and you started golfing at 5.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got started young, all thanks to my pops.
Yeah.
I started out at Bear Creek. It's around 20 minutes away from here, but the reason why I got started was 30 minutes before dinner, he'd bring me out to the putting green, and the only way I'd go is after we get slushies at Circle K. So
hey,
that's what got
parents,
me.
We're not above bribing our kids, okay? Trust me, it works.
Yeah.
You achieved your first hole-in-one at age 5 at that golf course.
Yeah, I don't know how that went in. I mean, being a little kid, you just kind of whack it up there and hope for the best. So yeah.
Was that when you were like, wait, maybe I have a talent here?
I didn't even know what I was thinking at the point. Maybe, I mean, every day we went out there and I guess just a lucky day.
You just let it rip.
Let it rip. That's when you do at a young age.
Well, and since then, so you're 14 now. That was at age 5. You're currently ranked 13th in the USA for the class of 2029.
Yeah.
That's cool. You're ranked 20th in the world for your age group. Mm-hmm. You have competed in 242 junior tournaments across the United States, and you've won 128 tournaments.
Oh, that's kind of a weird stat, but going to the Worlds is one of my favorite events because you meet a lot of different kids from all over the world. It's also fun to play with them and see how they kind of handle themselves on the golf course.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite tournaments, and I never really looked at how many tournaments I played, but that's a lot of tournaments when you think about it. Yeah, jeez.
You have to have a commitment to this. What made you, at what point were you like, I think I want to go all in on golf?
Well, when I was 10, I used to play a lot of sports like, flag football, not tackle because I would have got destroyed. But basketball for my school. I used to play baseball. I did a little bit of volleyball with my sisters, best on the team. I think it was
best on the team.
Yeah.
You were the best on the team.
Don't tell Lily that. But I was, at 10, I pretty much stopped every sport and just focused on golf because everything else is kind of boring.
Yeah.
When did you realize golf was going to be your sport?
Probably when I was 11. That was kind of the...
You just realized you were...
Well, I think because I enjoyed it a lot more. I like being outside and the atmosphere. I had a bunch of friends at Seville, still to this day, so it's kind of fun to go out there and, put 6 hours a day of hard work in it. It's kind of fun.
So we live in Arizona. How hot has it been? Like, what's the worst heat you've played in?
120-degree weather.
Man.
Yeah, and it's
tough.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. A lot of water. Got to be hydrated.
You have to love it.
Yeah.
When you're out there and you're playing with other kids, I mean, do you guys, I don't know, do you talk trash to each other? Are you more friends? Like, what
if
is
we're
that
playing
like?
with my friends at Seville, yes, we'll talk trash, but
Yeah.
not during a tournament with other kids. No.
No?
Yeah, it's not. That's no.
Keep it professional.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, in tournaments.
Since you've been golfing, Maverick, I'm sure there's times where you're doing great and you're killing it, and then there's maybe other times where you're not. How do you handle that?
Well, we're not going to be perfect. So, I mean, we try to achieve perfection every day on the golf course. We're not going to achieve it. So it's kind of just in a headspace where you try to do your best, and whatever happens after that, you can't control it.
Yeah.
That's all. That's my mindset.
It takes a lot there's a lot of competition in the sports world, right? And to have some of these stats doesn't just happen. It takes you being intentional, putting in the time and the effort. Yeah. What do you do on those days where you're like, I don't want to go golf today. I want to lay in bed, whatever.
Well, I've had a lot of those days before, but
yeah.
I think that's what separates the greats from the legends. If you do the work that other people won't do it.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it's cold, windy, rainy. It's good practice because maybe some rounds you're gonna have that for some bad weather. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of a mental challenge. Golf. It's probably the most mental game in the world. But
is it? I don't know enough about it. Why is that? Tell me why.
I mean, physical, yes. I mean, you're swinging a club, but it's mental. If you watch some Tiger Woods videos, it's all mental. I mean, it's all about course management. Where do you want to hit your shot here to go to the next shot? Where do you want to tee the ball up for like the nice shot shape you want to have? So I mean, there's a bunch of things that you can think about, but I mean that's the beauty of the game. It's all about the mind.
So when you don't feel like it, you just tell yourself, well, this is what's going to separate the good from the great is I'm going to go out and be great.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's a lesson because so many things in life, especially as you get older, too many people do things based on how they feel, and they don't do it because they're disciplined or they're accountable. They say, well, I don't feel like it, so I don't want to do it. But truly, I love that you said that. That's what's going to separate the good from the great is the ones that go and do it anyways, even when they don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Sure. So I was just going to say something similar. Good clue for all the kids watching, especially, do the things that other people aren't willing to do, right?
Yeah.
And be consistent.
Yeah, for sure.
So what does your training look like on a day-to-day basis? What do you do?
Well, I do PT, so it's workouts. I'll have them work on me, stretching me out and stuff, so that's good for mobility. But I like to practice maybe 6 hours a day, but I like to take one day off just for my body to recover, which is good.
6 hours a day.
I used to say that's in the Bible too, isn't it? Like a day of rest.
Yeah, that's always good. But I'll do CrossFit training. I'll go to the gym every night, pretty much to work out and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what my day-to-day looks like. It's kind of boring, but.
In order for you to do all of this, you pulled out of like a traditional school and you do like a homeschool online program. How's that been?
Oh, it's been great. It's gonna be a lot of flexibility to do golf and do other things, but it's kind of fun to be done in like an hour and a half a day. So yeah, I mean, I'm loving it right now. We'll see what I do for high school, but right now it's working great.
That's awesome. What are your goals when what is like the end game? What are you going to say, this is what I'm working towards. This is what I want to achieve.
Well, probably, play on any tour. That'd be cool. But for sure, the PGA Tour, win majors, be one of the best to ever play it, but also inspire the younger generation to, do what you want and achieve your dreams.
Get a green jacket someday?
That's the goal. That'd be cool, for sure.
How can you go about inspiring the next generation that's going to come up under you? How do you do that?
Probably just just keep working hard.
Yeah.
There's going to be days where you're not going to feel like doing it, but just know that you're gaining on the field if you do it, and just go after your dreams, achieve them with all your 100% of your will, and if you believe you can do it, you can do it.
Maverick, I love that you are not only good at what you do, but you have a great heart, that you care, and that really comes through. And you, I think, because of those things, have built a tremendous social media following. I just have to share this with you. He has over 47,000 followers on TikTok, 3,500 on Instagram, and almost 5,000 on Facebook. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool to have that, yeah.
What are you putting, what's the content that you're putting out there?
It's mainly, when I first started, it was mainly come play a hole with me. That's what kind of got the attraction. But now it's mainly just tournaments. I'll do like a come play a hole every once in a while. But yeah, mainly just tournaments and just every week, just, post what you do. So
Yeah.
that's mainly what it is.
Where's the coolest place you've played in a tournament?
Ooh, in a tournament.
Or played ever?
Probably, for a tournament, I'll say Pinehurst. Well, not number 2, but like, around there, they always have good courses there. But I think it was last summer I played Erin Hills, where the U.S. Open was, and that course is so hard. You can't, it's hard to get around that course, but yeah, it was very cool.
I saw that you met Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, so have you gotten to play with any big golf names?
Not really, no.
Not yet.
Yeah, not not yet, but we'll see.
So who else have you met in the golf world?
I've met Ricky. I think I met Tony Fino at Seville actually. We just saw him playing, so yeah, that was cool. But nothing really other than that, no.
Okay.
So your family is, I know your family, they're an awesome family of great parents. What are some of the things that they have helped instill in you that you think help you today?
Probably the work ethic, just willing to go out there every day, put in the work. Probably also probably the work ethic, to willing to go out there every day and do what you want to do, believe in yourself, and if you want to achieve something, just go at it with 100%. Pretty much, yeah. Your
dad is with you a lot in this journey. How's that been?
Yeah, it's been fun. There's been some times where he gets on me a little bit, but which is good to keep me in the right mindset. But yeah, it's always been fun. And I mean, he chooses to be out there every day, which he doesn't need to be, but he chooses to. So I appreciate him for all he does. And we're looking forward to the next part of my journey.
That's awesome. What is next?
Definitely play some more tournaments. This year I've actually moved up to the boys 15-18, so high school kids. So this year will kind of be like a learning year to see how the older kids handle themselves. But after this year, we're gonna try to go at it and see what we can do.
That's awesome. So where do you think you're gonna do for high school?
High school, we haven't really thought about it yet, but we might stay on my program right now. I think it'd be cool to play on a team and get that experience with other kids, but yeah, we don't have a clue right now. We'll see.
After you compete, is that what it's called, competing or play?
Yeah, competing,
okay.
Yeah.
Do you kind of evaluate after what went well, what you could have done better?
There's always stuff you can do better because you only hit like 2 perfect shots around, but if my driving's on or my approach shots aren't on, my putting's good, then I know to do some extra reps in my approach shots this week and keep everything the same. So it's a fine balance of everything, but every week you're gonna have something to work on because everything's not gonna be perfect. So it's you gotta keep it in balance for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do for fun when you're not golfing?
I like to watch TV a little bit, to kind of reset my mind. But
decompress.
I like what?
Decompress.
Yeah, for sure.
TV.
Yeah. But I like to swim. I like to go play with my friends, basketball, pickleball. I'll go do some weights and stuff. Go to the gym. So up at Seville we have a good facility to do a lot of stuff. So it's pretty nice to be there.
Yeah. When you travel, do you get golf in too?
Yes. Sometimes my sisters are kind of sick. Let's just go on a trip to no golf. Just go to Florida and stuff. But I'm like, no. But we always. Pretty much every trip we go to Florida. We play in a tournament there. but I'm sure in a couple more trips we'll just kind of take our mind off golf and go have fun for sure.
Sometimes you need that, right?
Yeah,
for sure. So, what's the most important thing you've learned in this journey so far?
Probably just to always keep going, because your swing is gonna get bad. You're not gonna play as well, even though you're just at the highest top a week ago. But just keep going, because eventually you're gonna figure it out. And if you keep going, a lot of kids are gonna fall off because they think they won't get it back. But if you just keep going, put in the work, and just trust what you can do, you'll make it far.
It's super cool, your determination in all of this, because a lot of kids play sports, and my oldest daughter played softball and loved it, but she got to a point where she was like, I don't want to pursue this anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely tough to do it every day, because being great's not the easiest thing in the world, but you got to find what you love to do, and I've already found what I did, which is a huge bonus. Now I'm just trying to put in the work every day, and try to achieve my dreams.
Yeah,
I think that's a big difference for you. You keep saying the greats is they love the grind.
Yeah.
they love that feeling of putting in the work today and then tomorrow it feels easier, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's almost an addiction.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, for sure.
So you don't ever worry about burnout then?
Not really, because I already know and I love to do it. So there's really no day that I've ever been like, oh, I'm tired of this. So I mean, it's kind of a fine balance of working hard but also keeping it fun.
Yeah.
And having fun is the most important thing, I think, for going longevity. Yeah.
What would you say to someone that's starting out and just started to play golf? I told you guys, my son, we just started him in lessons.
Yeah.
He's 12. Like, what would you say to that new golfer?
Probably, the first couple years of golf is going to be hard, but, just keep going. Do what you love. Work hard. Go for your dreams. And you never know what can happen. Just go for it, yeah.
I love that. It's good. It's kind of amazing, Ryan, to see somebody who's 14 years old that's so determined, that has like this will to be great and wants to be great. Most kids at your age, I'm sure you've heard this before, are not at all thinking about that. They're like, how can I get more time playing video games or on my phone or whatever. And so it takes a special kind of person, but that truly is what's going to set you apart from others.
For sure.
Being able to not be like everybody else.
Yeah, and to guard against distractions. What do you do? What do you do for that?
Guard against distractions. I mean, honestly, it's mental game. Mind is so worried about what other people think, and got to kind of focus on yourself. It's hard, but that's where the greats and legends again define themselves. But there's a bunch of stuff that can help for mental game. You can read, you can write, you can meditate and stuff. So a bunch of that helps with it, and this game is very mentally taxing. It's meant for you to fail, but you try to work against it, even though you're not going to achieve it. But that's the beauty of the game, the mental game.
So you're talking about just making sure you're not worrying about what other people think.
Yeah.
One of my favorite quotes is, "Winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners." Right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's good.
Yeah.
When it comes to your competition, you don't have to tell me who, but like, what's your biggest competition?
Probably since I moved up, the bigger boys.
Yeah.
When I first played against them, I was scared because they're huge and they're like 180 pounds, and I'm over here. But I actually played well in that event. I got 4th out of them. So
nice.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely scary this year to see how big they are. They won't talk to me because
really?
I'm not in their 18-year-olds, so it's kind of intimidating.
Especially when you beat them.
For sure, that's always the best payback.
Right?
But it's fun to see how they carry themselves on the golf course. But this year's gonna be a learning year, and we'll see how next year holds.
Yeah, I love that. Don't you love that? You, Maverick, definitely have like a winner's mindset, and that is going to be huge. Have you thought about anything besides golf in terms of like a career?
Ooh, not really.
No, just all golf, all in on it.
So so let's say you can't play golf anymore. What would you do? What do you think you would do?
I mean, I've always watched football, but I know how to get. I thought it was always cool to have a ring and stuff and win a Super Bowl, but looking at how hard they get, I don't want to have a concussion.
You could be a kicker.
Yeah, no, but basketball I'm not big enough, so it's like I don't know what I do. Probably go fishing or something or like that. Yeah. But golf's my main mindset, and we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
And your whole family is super supportive, which is really cool. Your sister Lily we were talking about her, and she was. Someone had asked her like, "What's it like?" And she's like, "It's just what we're used to. It's all we know."
Yeah.
But they're supportive of you.
Yeah. I mean, I would say so. Yeah, I mean, they used to come to every event, which is they didn't have to do that again.
Yeah.
But they did it. They're very supportive. My sisters definitely give me a good mental challenge every day.
Right.
They try to push me down and stuff.
That's their job.
I gotta navigate my obstacles.
They gotta make sure you're staying humble.
Yeah. They do make that. Jeez. But yeah, I mean, it's always good to have them. They're very supportive. But yeah, it's a big joy to have a nice laugh here and there.
What about like taking care of your physical health, like nutrition? Is there emphasis on that? Is that something you focus on?
Yeah, I've heard about nutrition being good, but I'm not the greatest at it. I like to have chips here and there, but I mean, working out is a great key for physication and nutrition. Protein shakes are nice. Having the greens every day.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part on the journey with it. Big package.
How much emphasis is placed as a youth golfer in strength, in lifting weights? Is there much at all?
Oh, there's a lot. It's probably
Because
I'd say
you're stretching and you're doing agility, but how about strength?
it's right under with the mental.
Really?
I mean, because you can also hit the ball far, but can you also like walk the course? Like, will your legs not get tired on 15th hole when you need them? Because ending is the most important part about finishing, because that's what you're going to shoot. But physical is the big part of it, and a bunch of protein's going to help it. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to work on that.
So do you run a lot in your training?
What?
Do you run a lot?
I don't really.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't really gotten to that point yet. I always get like a stomach ache when I'm 1 minute into the walk or like running. So I'm trying to work on that light jog, but I think in a couple of years maybe we'll start doing that. Yeah.
When you think about this the whole time that you've been doing it, what are you most proud of?
Probably all my achievements. I mean, I've won a national championship. I've won 100 and something events, 120 events. But what I'm most proud of is I've still gone through all the lows of lows and came out on the highs.
Yeah.
So it's going through the lowest of lows, and if you can pass that, it's only good from there. So I'm very proud of how hard I've worked, and I'm only halfway done. So that's the craziest part of thing about
so
that.
much to go.
Yeah.
Do you have sponsors?
Yeah, I'm fully sponsored on TaylorMade, and for clothing I have Adidas, so I'll do shoes and shirts for Adidas, and then for TaylorMade I'll free clubs, I'll do gloves, I'll do hats, I'll do umbrellas and whatnot. Yeah,
So you don't have to wear it all the time. It's just when you're competing, right?
Pretty much. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Back to my story in the beginning where you got like recognized out and about. What's that like for you?
I think it's cool to have people come up to you and say, hey, can I get your autograph? Can I take a picture? But I mean, I'm not really quite ready for that yet. I haven't really experienced a lot of it, because I've heard a lot of people say being famous is not like a great thing to have.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. It's cool to have people come up to you and stuff.
Yeah.
It proves that all your hard work's paying off,
Totally.
and that they thank you for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
I love that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's important to always stay humble. And there's nothing wrong with like enjoying that recognition, but not letting it go to your head.
For
right?
sure.
I'm sure your parents will help keep you
That's
grounded.
what your sisters are for too.
Yeah, right. I'm sure.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about being on the course? What do you love the most?
Probably just the friends. I mean, because you can work for 3 hours hard, and then the friend time, and just having fun is also a half of the key to make it where you want to go. I mean, yes, it's challenging because sometimes the heat is hot, and it's you're working hard, you kind of get unfocused. But to have friends there to kind of kick you up when you're down is a great thing to have. Yeah, that's my favorite part.
What didn't we ask you, Maverick, that we should have?
I think you're doing good. I think you guys are doing
Any
good right now.
questions that we should have asked him that we haven't asked yet? No?
What are some of his classes in school?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What's your favorite one?
School.
So for those that may not have heard, what's his favorite classes in school? What are your
Class. I like to say lunch because I'm out, but I won't say that. But I do math, science, personal finance. I actually just finished that today. I took an exam. Yeah, I got an A on that.
Very good.
I do Spanish, so I can do a little bit in Spanish. I can't really talk as good right now, but
Hola.
hola,
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, yeah. I do golf. I do public speaking, so it helps me speak
Nice.
to the camera and stuff. Because at the beginning, I was a shy kid. It was kind of tough for me to do that, so that's good. And that's pretty much all I do.
That's awesome. They say that young kids don't appreciate the art of looking at someone in the eye. And you've done that really well.
Thank you.
And just that skill alone, being able to look at somebody in the eye, a firm handshake, just all of that will take you so far.
For sure. Yeah.
So good job.
Thank you.
I think before we close, we definitely need to talk about the nonprofit.
Oh, yeah.
Can you share a little bit about your nonprofit?
Yeah, it's a nonprofit. It's called Today's Junior Golfer. We kind of came up with it. It's to help lower income junior golfers in the area, and not just in the area but also around the world to get the little kids that are just starting the golf who can't afford it to get into the game. And it's a beautiful game to start, so it's very cool to see those kids light up when they see all the clubs that we bring into them. But yeah, we just went on a dream day with his kid to pop stroke. I don't know if the Tiger Woods putting. Yeah, so he had a blast there, but. It's a great thing that we're doing, and it's really cool to see their faces light up when they.
So you guys acquire used equipment and get that to people that need it, right?
Yeah. Well, we put out Today's Junior Golfer, and then we just say free clubs, like just bring it all in and whatever you have, and we'll bring it to lower income junior golfers, and yeah, it's very cool to do that to the
That's
kids.
awesome.
I think that's so good. It's something that we're really intentional with in our business as well, is taking what we've been blessed with and using it for good.
For sure.
And I think that's huge you've been super blessed with not only talent, but then you also put in the hard work, but using all of that and doing good with it is so
Yeah,
cool.
for sure. It's always good to give back too.
Yeah. Well, we love to end with a little speed round, like some rapid fire questions. Are you up for that?
All right, we'll see.
Are you on your
We'll do it.
toes? Okay. What's your favorite food?
Food, probably lasagna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite drink?
Drink, I like Coke.
Oh.
Not healthy, but
I was gonna say.
Just straight Coke.
Coke.
All right. Do you have a favorite color?
Color, I like blue.
Okay. Do you have a favorite book?
Book. I like to do what are those ones called? It's either the I Survived or like the Hardy's book.
Love
yeah,
those.
Those are interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
What about a favorite movie?
Oh, I like Home Alone. Home Alone 1 or
Okay.
2. Those are
Yeah.
iconic. So yeah, those are fun to watch.
Do you listen to podcasts very often?
I don't. My dad normally
Yeah.
listens to a lot of those, but I've probably listened to maybe 2 in my life. But
Okay.
I'll be listening to this one for sure.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, do you have a favorite vacation?
That I've gone on, or
Yes.
what do I wanna? Probably going to Wisconsin. Going to play Aaron Hills, which is a nice course for golf,
Nice.
and then I'm seeing my buddy Luke there. He actually was just here in Arizona yesterday
Yeah.
to visit, and it's always fun seeing him and playing some great courses. And yeah,
Nice.
that was a fun trip.
How can people find you and follow you?
My Instagram is Maverick Midthun, TikTok Maverick Midthun. Live in Arizona, I don't know,
Yeah.
but it'd be cool to see you guys drop a follow. That's
For sure.
if you want to or not.
We
But
will.
Yeah, I
you
just
know,
did today.
Thank you. But I'm mainly on my channel, just trying to have a good time. Trying to work on my public speaking. That's where it all started, and I'm just a kid trying to figure everything out.
Maverick, I think you are a solid dude, and I think you're going to do really great things.
Thank you.
So thanks for being with us
Yeah,
today.
thanks for having me. It was
Yeah,
cool.
and if you enjoyed this episode, of course, we want you to like and subscribe, but make sure you follow Maverick on all social media. That was awesome.
Yeah, we're excited to see what you do, bud.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
having me.
coming.
It was fun.
Thanks. Thanks for listening to the Real Deal podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, and you can follow us on social media at the Home Selling Team AZ.